Welcome back to Sussex Files, family. Today, we are serving, not just tea, we're serving a full five-course meal with a side of reality check. Joe Marler and Jake just sat down, made a list of the top 20 most famous and instantly recognizable human beings on planet Earth, and guess who came in hot? Prince Harry. Right up there with Barack Obama, a global icon, a name that crosses borders and generations. And while Harry is sitting comfortably in that elite top 20, guess who was nowhere to be found? The so-called future king and the rest of the working royals with all their inherited titles, taxpayer-funded lifestyles, and carefully managed public images. They didn't even make the list, not even close.
Right now, my back is feeling sweat because it is pouring down me with nerves. Nerves and excitement at the prospect of meeting is surely in the top 20 most recognizable, famous human beings on the planet. Okay.
I'd love to have a crack at that list. So, Obama.
Yep.
Trump, probably.
Okay.
Beckham gets a shout
Yeah,
in that.
Ronaldo. Messi.
Yeah,
LeBron.
No, I don't think he gets
Okay,
in there.
Michael Jordan.
I don't think he gets in that list.
Michael Jordan gets in the list, mate.
I don't think he gets in the list.
Okay, let me test it. Ready?
Yeah.
Who thinks Michael Jordan gets in the list?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's 3. I will say there's 38 people in it. I'm just going to say, look, I don't love a referendum. God knows we've got them wrong in the past. But on this occasion, you have to believe the people. I mean, we really have to.
LeFleur.
I've never met anyone in that sort of like. I really like how you put that. The 20 most recognisable people across the world.
Across the world.
This moment is pure gold, and today we're breaking it all down. We're going to talk about exactly what happened on the podcast, why this ranking is such a massive reality check for the monarchy, and what it really says about earned fame versus inherited relevance in 2026. If you're tired of the British media pretending Harry is irrelevant while the facts keep proving otherwise, buckle up. This one is going to feel good. Let's start with the scene. Harry joins Joe Marler on his podcast, Joe Marler Will See You Now. It's a relaxed, fun, no-filter conversation with a former England rugby star who doesn't hold back. They're doing this lighthearted, pseudo-psychologist bit, just bantering and getting to know each other. Then, somewhere in the middle of it, the conversation turns to ranking the most famous and instantly recognizable people on the planet today. This wasn't a scripted PR move. It wasn't a Sussex-friendly setup. It was just two guys having a real talk, and when they started naming names, Harry landed naturally in the top 20. Barack Obama territory, that level of instant global recognition. People hear the name or see the face and immediately know who he is. No explanation needed. Think about how powerful that is. Here is a man who walked away from royal duties 6 years ago. He gave up the official working role, the automatic protection, the palace-backed machine. He moved across the ocean to California with his wife and started building something new. And yet, the world still knows him, still recognizes him, still cares about his story. That doesn't happen by accident. Harry's fame is different because it's earned. It comes from real moments and real choices. He served in the British Army with genuine courage, deploying to Afghanistan twice. He wasn't there for photo opportunities. He was in combat zones, flying Apache helicopters, putting himself at risk like any other soldier. That experience shaped him, and instead of hiding it, he used it to create something meaningful. But let's not gloss over the irony here. The same British establishment that loves to lecture everyone on duty and service has spent years trying to erase Harry's contributions. They downplay his time in the army, they minimize the global success of the Invictus Games, and they act like none of it matters because he dared to step away. Yet here we are, a casual podcast ranking proves that the world still sees him as one of the most recognizable figures alive. Actions speak louder than titles, and Harry's actions continue to echo around the planet, while others hide behind protocol and palace press releases. The Invictus Games didn't exist before Harry poured his energy into making it real. Now it's a global phenomenon that brings together wounded, injured, and sick service personnel from around the world. It's about competition, yes, but it's also about healing, resilience, and showing what's possible after trauma. Thousands of lives have been touched by it. That kind of legacy travels far beyond any royal tour. Then there's his honesty about mental health. Harry has spoken openly about his struggles with grief, anxiety, and the intense pressure of growing up in the royal spotlight. He did this at a time when the institution preferred silence. By speaking out, he helped normalize the conversation for millions of people who felt alone in their own battles. That kind of vulnerability creates a connection that no amount of polished palace statements can match. And of course, there's his personal life, marrying Meghan, choosing love over tradition, and deciding to protect his family from the same toxic media environment that haunted him since childhood. The decision to step back wasn't easy, but it was necessary. They've built a life on their own terms, while continuing philanthropic work through Arkwell, focusing on mental health, community support, and causes they believe in. This is why Harry resonates so strongly around the world. He represents change. He represents someone who was born into immense privilege, but chose to question it, to evolve from it, and to use his platform for more than just ceremony. People in America, in Africa, in Asia, and beyond see parts of their own stories reflected in his journey, especially when it comes to breaking free from outdated expectations or fighting for family and mental well-being. The British tabloids can write hit piece after hit piece, but they can't manufacture relevance. They can call him desperate, obsessed, or irrelevant until their keyboards wear out, yet the rest of the world keeps recognizing Harry for who he actually is, not who they want him to be. This podcast moment is another reminder that no amount of coordinated negativity can cancel real star power. While some royals rely on taxpayer money and scripted appearances to stay visible, Harry does it simply by existing as his authentic self. That's the kind of power they'll never understand. Now contrast that with the other side of the family. All the centuries of tradition, all the titles, all the public funding, all the controlled media narratives, and yet when it comes to pure, unfiltered global recognition, they couldn't crack the same top 20 that Harry did so effortlessly. That gap is glaring, and it's getting harder to ignore. And let's be brutally honest, this must burn. All those years of being told they're the real royals, the ones carrying the weight of the institution, the ones with the proper training and the right bloodline. Yet a simple, unscripted conversation on a rugby player's podcast reveals the truth the palace PR team tries so hard to hide. Harry's name still carries more weight on the global stage than the very people positioned as the future of the monarchy. It's not about jealousy or rivalry. It's about results. Real, undeniable, worldwide recognition that no press release or royal engagement can fake. The British tabloids and certain royal commentators love to push the narrative that Harry is desperate for attention, that he's irrelevant without the institution, that stepping back was a mistake. But moments like this podcast ranking expose how hollow that story really is. If he were truly irrelevant, he wouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as Barack Obama on a random British podcast. The facts keep contradicting the spin. Joe Marler is not some Hollywood insider or Sussex supporter. He's a straight-talking British sportsman with his own platform. The fact that both he and his co-host, Jake, naturally placed Harry in that top 20 says volumes. It wasn't forced, it was organic. And that makes it even more powerful. This ranking also highlights a bigger shift happening in how fame works today. In the past, being royal was enough to guarantee massive recognition. The titles and the pageantry did the heavy lifting. But in our connected world, people respond more to authenticity, courage, and personal story. Harry adapted to that reality. He chose to live openly and build something independent, and the world has rewarded that choice with continued attention and respect. Meanwhile, the ones who stayed fully inside the system are discovering that tradition and protocol don't automatically translate to modern relevance. You can have all the horses, carriages, crowns, and castles in the world, but if people don't feel a real connection, it fades. Harry's connection runs deep because it's based on truth, not performance. Let's talk about the children for a moment. Archie and Lilibet are growing up with a father who shows them that identity is not limited to what you're born with. It's about the choices you make, the values you stand for, and the impact you create. That's an incredibly valuable lesson, and it's one that will serve them well no matter where life takes them. Harry is breaking cycles and creating new possibilities for his family, and the world notices that kind of quiet strength. Every time the media tries to bury him under another wave of negativity, something like this happens and reminds everyone who's really paying attention that Harry's star power remains strong. He doesn't need the palace machine to stay relevant. His work, his honesty, and his journey speak for themselves. What makes this even sweeter is that Harry isn't chasing fame anymore. He's living his life on his own terms. He's focused on being a husband, a father, and continuing his advocacy work. The fact that his name still lands in the global top 20 without the royal machine behind him is the ultimate proof that his light was never dependent on the crown. Meanwhile, those clinging desperately to the old system are discovering that no amount of inherited grandeur can buy the genuine recognition Harry carries so effortlessly. The contrast has never been clearer. I want to open this up to all of you watching. Does this top 20 ranking surprise you, or does it feel exactly right? Where would you personally place Harry on a list of the most recognizable or impactful people today? And what do you think it says about the future of the monarchy when someone who stepped away is still outshining those who stayed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing your perspectives. This podcast moment isn't just entertaining, it's revealing. It shows that real fame, the kind that lasts, comes from living with purpose and courage. Harry has done that, even when it cost him comfort and approval from the institution he was born into. That's not weakness, that's strength. And the world continues to respond to it. This isn't just about one podcast or one ranking. This is about a larger shift that the monarchy refuses to acknowledge. In a world that values real stories over rigid tradition, Harry represents the future. Someone who can be both proud of his heritage and brave enough to evolve beyond its limitations. The others are still stuck performing for yesterday's audience. That's why moments like this feel so satisfying. The world is watching, and it's choosing substance over spectacle every single time. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this community that values truth over spin. If this video hit the right note for you, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with fellow supporters, and subscribe so you never miss an update. We do this together, and your support means everything. Stay confident, stay informed, and keep seeing through the noise. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, family.